How's it going, everyone? Data here, and welcome back to episode 2 of our FIFA 22 career mode series with Arsenal Football Club. In the last one, we had an overview of career mode here on FIFA 22, talking about transfers, about budgets, about loaning, about training, development. For all of you who may not be as experienced with FIFA career mode, there are a lot of fantastic comments in the last one. Thank you so much for all of the support. Even though the main series on the channel usually revolve around NHL, I appreciate a lot of you giving this series a chance nonetheless, because even if you don't know much about European football, we still have those managerial talents that transfer over, and we're still trying to do something special with a team that desperately needs some help. So in this episode, we're going to be going over some of your suggestions. As always, if you're new to the channel, that is a huge part of what we do here. We take a lot of time to go into the suggestions, synthesize all the information, go with the best course of action. It's not just you watching me do something for fun. It's all of us working together to build something special. In this episode, we'll start off the Premier League season. The 2021-22 season will kick off on the 13th of August. Then we'll take a pause there to see if there's any more suggestions before closing off the transfer period. The transfer window closes on August 31st. You cannot buy or sell any other players until January 1st. So that's why it's very important that we get everything right. But there were a lot of suggestions in the last one for different players that we could be getting. So let me first start off with some of the squad suggestions that I went ahead and started up with. Over in the Discord server, Jacob said he's excited to add the British side of spin to this hugely American audience. No offense, you lot help with NHL, but now it's my time to shine. And he definitely did shine, because he gave a good suggestion here, saying that he thinks the Arsenal squad itself needs a rebuild, but he would move Smith Rowe, a 78 overall, here he is, a 20-year-old left mid with good pace, great passing, great dribbling, inside, play him inside, a very good runner, so perfect for a cam role, center attacking mid, not so much left wing. So what we did with Smith Rowe, he already is eligible to play left mid and cam, but his primary position is left mid. So what I did, which is unique to FIFA, I was able to go into development here, go to his development plan, and what I can do is not only try and improve his overall through different things like working on specifically vision, crossing, and free kick, or specifically composure, ball control, etc. But what you can do is also make his attributes change so as to become a better primary player at whatever position you want him to be. So to move him to be more of a primary center attacking mid, his finishing, attacking position, long shots, vision, agility, short pass, and ball control all begin to get worked on. And as you can see at the top, an ETA of 4 weeks. After that time, his primary position will be center attacking mid. So that is something we're going to be doing. As you can also notice in the squad, I changed the formation to accommodate the two center attacking mids, because now with Odegaard as a center attacking mid, one of our best players on the team in terms of overall and potential, we definitely want him playing a lot. So if those two can play cam and be support for the one striker up top, that means we don't need to play two center mids every game, and we just only have to play one down there in Partey. Doesn't have to be Partey and Xhaka, however you want to pronounce it. We can just play one, because that's a position that we're kind of lacking in, especially if we're going to be selling El Neni, and then our backup, if, let's say Partey gets injured, Xhaka becomes number 1, Maitland-Niles is our backup at a 75 overall. That's something we really need to get. We need positional depth, because yes, we're playing the Premier League, and this season there's no European competition, as Arsenal finished 8th place in the Premier League last season, missing out on the Champions League and the Europa League. But there's still the FA Cup, there's still the Carabao Cup. In the month of December, look at this schedule, for example. There's some weeks where you have 2 games in 1 week. It's pretty packed. And 3 games over the course of 10 or 11 days. It's very busy. If that's one thing I learned from watching All or Nothing Manchester City on the Amazon Prime series, it's that you gotta have depth in the squad for injuries, for fitness, and all of that. So with the squad looking like this, that means that Saka can go over to the left mid and Pepe can play everyday right mid, and that leaves Martinelli able to come in on the left mid as opposed to being overshadowed by Pepe if Smith Rowe were in that position. And we definitely want more playing time for them, as Striking Sixth comments here on the YouTube video. My favorite franchise mode YouTuber is now doing a career mode with my favorite team. Very kind words, my friend. Thank you. Give Martinelli, Saka, and Smith Rowe a chance in the team. Potentials are high 80s, so that's why we want to get them as much playing time as possible when there's so many games that are going to be played. Especially going into next season where we want to be playing in Europe, that'll mean even more games played, so now is a good time as ever to grow those overalls. Another position we probably want to be working on is striker, as Scott says. It probably won't be too helpful as my club level knowledge is pretty limited, but that's okay. Coincidentally, I was watching another YouTuber, and in one of his videos today, he mentioned being an Arsenal fan and thinking striker was a major immediate need for them. So take that for what it's worth. Thank you, Scott. There were dozens and dozens of messages of a conversation in the Discord server. Love to see that, learning more and more altogether. Zach does leave a good multi-point comment here, saying, I'm here to help. Here's a list of advice for this series, more up to date than the last one. Number 1, about transfer music. Didn't have any issues with the last video, but thank you for that heads up. Number 2, we should sell both our strikers. Aubameyang has been recently stripped of the captaincy, and Lacazette is past his best. We can also sell Kolasinac, the left back, because there's 2 other young left backs at the club, in Tierney and Tavares. Also, burn Leno, also because who needs a world-class backup goalie? That would be assuming that Ramsdale is our starter moving forward. If we do sell him, there's a backup goalie suggestion, but he'll save that. Thomas Partey, currently captain, but a lot of Arsenal fans think that Tierney should have it. Striker options, I'm going to skip over this point because I'm going to get to a big resume of all the suggestions in a minute. Number 5, do not sign Renato Sanchez because he has the injury-prone trait. Instead, a couple other suggestions. I'll get to those in a moment. And number 6, to answer the playing versus simming dilemma, I recommend the new quick sim option, which sims just like NHL, but then you can hop in whenever you like. Example, you have the lead, you can leave it, but you can play if you want to make a comeback or if you go down behind. So after that big comment, there was a ton of discussion between Zach, Jacob, where is Chris Pronger, a lot of good discussion in the Discord server that was super fruitful, and I took away a few main points, but especially, I think the biggest one was going after Canadian striker Jonathan David. Not only a realistic transfer target as he has been linked to Arsenal in the real world, but also a great story as a Canadian. So here are the players who have been suggested throughout the Discord server and in the YouTube comments. I can't go through the big speech on every single one of them. We're going to be here all day talking about the different players, but there are a few different points about, mostly it's strikers and center mids. But as you can see, it's pretty much strikers and center mids that we're focusing on right now, as we want to get better depth and better potential moving forward. When it comes to things like selling Aubameyang because he's been stripped of the captaincy, or going after Vlahovic because he's been linked to Arsenal in the real world, I don't only want to do what's happening with Arsenal in the real world, because that would mean it was Mikel Arteta's, the real manager of Arsenal, his career mode. This is our career mode where we try to do things that are realistic. Sure, realistic targets, we can go after them. But in our world, I would like to think that we're convincing Aubameyang to try and stay and not being disgruntled with him and getting him upset, etc. So although it may line up, I just don't want to think that we're only doing what's happening in the real world. That being said, we definitely can scout these players. Vlahovic, a great Serbian striker on Fiorentina and Serie A. I don't think he's going to go to Arsenal in the real world in January. I think it's going to happen in the summer transfer window next summer. But nonetheless, we are going to be scouting him. Calvert-Lewin, a great striker over on Everton. But buying from another English club means there's an English premium, and that's going to cost us dearly. Although he does have fantastic heading accuracy, jumping, and aerial ability that Zach was talking about. Oli Watkins over on Aston Villa. Not sure if he would move as new manager Steven Gerrard. Likely wants to keep him, but we can scout him and see what happens. Basuma over on Brighton. Very good young, well-rounded center mid at the age of 24. We're scouting him. Wijnaldum, a good idea over on PSG as he's kind of getting wasted away. He's a very good world-class center mid, 84 overall, extremely well-rounded, and I'm sure that PSG would be open to loaning him in the real world. Bellingham, a young English center mid over on Borussia Dortmund, 18 years of age. Could be pretty expensive, but we're going to scout him. Jonathan David, of course, we're scouting him. Gravenberch over on Ajax, 19 years of age, 4-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot. Hoping that we can learn more about him as well as a young center mid who can help us now and develop moving forward. Olivier Giroud, I would love to get him back. Arsenal legend, who had 180 appearances for Arsenal from 2012 to 2018, scoring 73 goals. I would love to get him back on the team. 34 years of age. Wouldn't cost us that much, you know, probably like $7.5 million. He is getting up there in age, but maybe, you know, as a backup, third string, something like that. I don't know, we can see what happens. And Alexander Isak, or Ishak, there's been a few different pronunciations. 6'4", Swedish striker. 4-star skill moves, 5-star weak foot on Real Sociedad. They call him the future Zlatan. That would be pretty crazy as well. He just signed an extension with Sociedad, yet he is linked to Arsenal. But hey, we'll do the scouting. We'll see what happens. We won't try to buy anyone yet. We'll see what our scouts can uncover, and we will begin moving into the preseason tournament here. So as always, I'm going to do the training, get as many A's as possible, and then in the future I can just simulate all of them. So for the moment, I'm just going to play these. That's all done. Unfortunately, got a B on that first one, but win some, you lose some. Also want to say in the last episode, we put a lot of players that we weren't going to be using up for loan, a lot of the 60 overalls and things like that. So we'll see if any offers come our way. Leicester want to buy Pepe from us for 26.7 million after we paid like 70 million for him in the real world. So I'm going to go ahead and decline that. I need Pepe to be part of my starting 11 day in and day out, so I don't want to sell him for a fee like that unless I really need something to happen and we had another piece in place, etc. But we're ready to kick things off, or not. Oh, okay, there we go. Ruben Neves, we got a report on him. It's true, Ruben Neves. I forgot that I'd send out scouts on him. 88 short pass, 86 vision, 82 overall center mid from the Wolves. That could be an interesting piece for us. Get these Portuguese players all together here on Arsenal, playing with Tavares and Sanchez for the guys that we had, but the scouting will continue on the rest of them. Transfer offer from Atletico Madrid for Saka. We could be getting up to like 70 million for him. Definitely don't want to be moving one of our best, probably the best player in the few years on our squad. So once again, I will say no to that. And now we can see our simulation here against Real Betis in our preseason debut. I think I'll keep the squad just like this. I'm going to keep Aubameyang up top. I'm not sure yet on Lacazette. If we do end up getting a striker, then Lacazette can definitely move out. It depends if we move guys like Balogun and Nketiah out on loan as well. A lot of things depend on that, so I don't want to make any big decisions just yet. I'll keep the squad like this, and we will move into the simulation. You can see how the simulation works. It's pretty interesting if you haven't seen it already. Here in the SA Continental Cup, South America or South Africa, I'm not sure what it is. But go ahead and sim match, and here we go. The pitch comes out here with all the numbers.
This game should offer
red on the left, blue
Arsenal,
on the right. The commentator's going. We can jump in at any moment, and we can just watch the game play out.
Pepe, and he's in.
Oh, and that's a beautiful goal from Smith Rowe to open things up, playing him in that center attacking mid position.
So underway again here.
Arsenal
1-0 the score.
Good start. But actually change it from fitness to rating.
Aubameyang, he's in with a chance.
The numbers will change. Ah, and there's a nice goal. The other attacking mid, Odegaard, gets in on the action. 33rd minute, and now it is 2-0 Arsenal.
So 2-0
a 7.5 for Odegaard, a 7.4 for Smith Rowe. Rating on 10, obviously, and a lot of greens on Arsenal's side. Not as much on Real Betis' side. Very happy to see
And a throw in, it's going to be. Can he get one back?
Coming up for Real Betis, very nice pass.
He's given his team a real
opportunity. And
momentum is with them.
A 41st minute goal right there. Good pass.
And the ball is moving again. Anyone's guess how this is going to finish. 2-1 currently.
And that's the half. Smith Rowe and Odegaard scoring both of ours right there. If I wanted now, I could go to team management and change up anything that I wanted to here. I forgot, I gave Party the captaincy again. I had to give it to Tierney, but I can't change it mid-game. So I'll keep the players as is. I think we've been doing well. And now let's kick off the second half. Oh, here's the chance now. Pepe's on the run. Great dribbling. Finds some space. Oh, and he finishes it beautifully. 3-1 Arsenal, 60th minute. Pepe. That is what they paid £70 million for.
Oh, goodness.
That puts us up by 2. That's huge. 2-goal lead. with still another 30 minutes to go.
And that is offside.
What I'm going to do now is make some changes to the squad here. Try and keep everyone's energy from going down too much since we're playing in just another couple days. So Saka can come out for Martinelli. I'm going to take out Aubameyang for Lacazette. And Smith Rowe's at 69 fitness, 67 for Odegaard. It comes down to stamina often. It comes down to 78 stamina versus 74. So I will go ahead and take out Smith Rowe, I think. And I'll swap in Xhaka, and he'll swap with Partey. Even though Partey is not meant to be an attacking mid, I'm just going to play him there for the rest of the game whenever they get subbed on.
And back again, Martinelli. It's there for him.
Chance in, Real Betis. It's Iglesias who makes it 3-2 in the 80th minute. 10 minutes to go now. And Arsenal is
and the ball is moving again. 3-2.
That goal from Pepe really helping us out now, but we need to play strong in the final 10 minutes. Final minute now, and that'll be all she wrote. Arsenal wins it 3-2. A late surge from Real Betis, but the goal from Pepe proves to be the winners. Arsenal wins this first game of the mini tournament here. 3-2. Fans happy as Data wins first friendly. There we go. The fans are happy. We have some... okay, so we have 2 scouting reports that are finished, and we have a transfer offer for El Neni here for 5.7 million. The assistant manager tells me his market value is between 4.25 and 6.3, so we could negotiate a better deal here. I'm going to go ahead and negotiate and try to... I'm going to probably counter with like 6.5, see what they say to that here in the negotiation screen. Arsenal proposed new transfer fee. I would like to go 6.5. What do you say to this? I realized in advance this wouldn't be a simple deal to put together. We rate El Neni highly. We're ready to go to 5.7. All right, how about we kind of meet in the middle and go for just a clean 6 million? What do you say to that? All right, we're willing to pay the 6 million transfer. Data looks surprised. Bang, £6 million transfer fee. What that you're asking for. Wonderful. So they meet that. Now their representatives go and negotiate with El Neni, and if it goes through, he leaves. If not, he stays. But they now have paid the fee that it would cost to transfer him over if El Neni agrees. Calvert-Lewin and Bissouma, both those reports are done. Let's see this here. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, 81 overall, 91 jumping, very fast, great heading. He's strong. What about things like shot power, 65 for the long shots, 73 for the volleys. Not fantastic, but interesting. And Bissouma, 79 overall, very well-rounded there. Not the fastest, but good shot power, good tackling as a center defensive mid as well. Still some room to grow too. So we'll keep all that in mind as we continue to have our scouting reports come in. We'll advance a couple of days now to our next friendly. We got another transfer offer for Tierney. They're willing to give us 17.3 million and Elmas. Not sure who that is. Oh, center. Ah, yes, of course. Center. Oh, that's a pretty great deal, actually. That's a pretty good deal. 17.3 million plus a young center mid who's 75 overall at the age of 21. That's a good deal. But Tierney is going to be our captain and is our #1 left back, so I wouldn't be able to do that, although it's a very tempting offer from Napoli. Palmeiras here playing against them in one more day here. They won their game against Club America. Don't forget to use substitutes, of course. James Trafford, 18-year-old. Yeah, it's true. Had I sent out... Did I? I don't remember sending scouts on James Trafford, but thank you, scouts. So heading into this match now, instead of having to change up the entire squad, what I can do is just go into the team sheets and just create a secondary sheet. Same formation. I could do 4-5-1 attack. I could do something totally different. I'll just call it number 2 as the title, as the second team. And then I'll just have to sub out the people where I would like. So let's try the squad like this, see how they do with some good subs. What I can do now is instead of watching the whole game simulate as we just did against Real Betis, you can just do a quick simulation where you get to the result right away. Make sure we have our second team in there. It's a 4-2-3-1 wide. and we'll just do a quick simulation. At the Stadio Presidente Perón, let's see what we got here with the quick simulation. It results in a 2-1 loss. Yikes. The quick sims are notorious for not always giving you a good result, despite you thinking that you will win. White came in for Holding, Kolasinac came in for Chambers, Lacazette scored the lone goal for us, and we drop it 2-1, unfortunately. But we still should be in a good spot in the table. Still tied with Real Betis, so America is pretty much done. We'll have to beat America, and then that means, yeah, so basically if we beat America, we're in, because Palmeiras and Real Betis, only one of them can win. Unless Real Betis wins, and then we all three of us have 6 points, then it comes down to goal differential. So, yeah, actually, we got to make sure we win this one against Club America. A lot of the scouting reports are done now. Final reports all done there. Lacazette, 25.8 mil offer for Lacazette. Didn't even put him on the transfer list, but we're getting offered 25.8 million. Value of 28.7 we can go up to. I'm not going to go into the negotiate. I'm just going to delegate. I'm going to reply with start a counter offer with 30 million. Don't sell for less than 30 million. That's what I'm going to say. 30 million, take it or leave it. If you want to do it, I'll do that. For 82 overall, 30 years old, I'll do 30 million. Aside from that, we can check out the scouting reports that are all done now on all those players that we sent out. Actually, looking through the short list will probably be faster. Before simulating forward, we can start to look at these scouting reports that are done now as well. Oli Watkins, 78 overall, 92 jumping, 89 sprint speed, good stamina, heading accuracy, but it does start to drop off after that. For 25 years of age, I'm not sure if I like that a ton. Vlahovic here from Fiorentina, 80 overall, great finishing, strength, 6'3", attacking position, shot power. At the age of 21, that's still a lot of room to grow. But again, I don't know if he would really leave Fiorentina yet, especially now being in the summer. I don't even think he's going to leave in the real world in January, but to say that he'd leave in the summer of 2021, I don't know. Alexander Isaac, Ishak, got to figure that out. He is 82 overall. Oof, good attacking position, speed, shot power already, 6'4". Oof, I would love to get him. I think he's probably going to be the #1 target, even though I would think it would be unrealistic since he just signed with Real Sociedad, an extension with Real Sociedad, but in the real world, it looks like it's close to happening where he's going to Arsenal. Jude Bellingham from Borussia Dortmund, center mid with great stamina already, ball control. How is the short passing? Right now at 81, not bad at all. Gravenberch, 2 overall less, 1 year older, 28.5. Gravenberch, also interesting. Bellingham, super tempting, an English prospect as well. He would be great. Jonathan David, we're pretty much seeing his value. So if Jonathan David's going to cost like 40 million, and that's strike, like I want David, I mean that, yeah, that's where we sell Lacazette for sure then. If we get David and Isaac, and then we go out for Bellingham and even Wijnaldum, I would love to get 2 strikers, 2 center mids if possible. So I'm gonna let the sales for Telneni go through perhaps, and the one for Lacazette, we'll see what happens. I can get some training in here. People they gotta be fit for this next game. The #1 squad's going in as well, so that's gonna change up who's getting trained. The office is already messaging me again. International management. Oh, El Neni. He ended up getting sold for 6 million to RC Lens, so that means the board allocates 4.4 million pounds into the current transfer budget. All the best, Mohammed. Thank you for all your service here in Arsenal, just not with us. The international offers may be coming now to manage an international team during friendlies and the Euros, World Cup, etc. So if our let's say wage budget would probably cost something like I don't know 100 plus. So that means our transfer budget is close to 100 million pounds. Don't want to use all of it, but we got to do what this team needs if we're going to have success. So let me go through the training now, make sure we get the highest rating possible for these players, and they're at their absolute peak for sharpness in a must-win game. Alright, some decent results there to try and keep the old brain sharp, with a couple more days of advancement now before we take on Club America. Jonathan David final report is in. What is his final worth? I think it's still going to be 31 million, yeah, but we still don't, we are able to see now more about sprint speed, attack position, etc. The Canadian side of things definitely plays a role for sure. We can start thinking about some negotiations. I think my #1 target has to be Isaac here, with the value, with the overall that he's at and the attributes that he has at this age. I think I'd have to go and try and begin negotiation right away here. 5-star weak foot, 4-star skill moves at that height as well. The assistant manager is saying between 44.7 and 63.5. Would they be open to a loan? No, they would not. So I'll just have to approach to buy and see how the negotiations go here with Real Sociedad. So I want to straight up buy him, and I'm willing to give you. Let's start with a fair offer here. 50 million. It's pretty expensive. Let's start with a 50 million offer. 50 million pound offer. Reasonable right off the bat. Okay. So we could have gotten, it was between, what do you say, 44.7 and 60 point something. So as opposed to giving like lowballing at 45 or 40 and then them saying, no, we want 68, I'd rather just say, hey, here's 50 million. What do you think? It definitely is a costly deal, but it's also a realistic price. So he is currently making, what's his weekly wage? Can I see that? 32,000? Yeah, he's making 32,000 a week right now. So I'm going to go ahead and offer him 40,000 a week. The reason I delegate and don't actually go into the negotiations, because if you go into the negotiation, they'll say we want a signing bonus, we want a performance bonus. But if you just send your assistant manager to do it, it'll be just the wage and that's it. So start the offer at 40,000 a week. Don't go higher than 90,000 a week. You let me know how it goes. Fantastic. Next, I'm going to go see what's up with Wijnaldum here. Would PSG be interested in loaning him out? They wouldn't, because they're really just wasting him right now in the real world. He would have a lot of fun, I think, here on Arsenal being the #1 guy, as opposed to just sitting on the bench every week. So PSG, you know you want to do it. I didn't see what the manager wants me to offer, but the older they get, the closer it is to their actual value. So I'm going to start with 35 million. And actually, 34 million, and we'll go from there here. 34 from Wijnaldum. They want Smith Rowe and 35.4, basically saying we value him at like 60 million. What? Remove the exchange player, and how about I offer you just 40 million? That's crazy. What in the world? I know he's only 30 years old, but come on. 40 million. They want 59.2? No chance. This is probably not going to be able to happen then. I'd be willing to go up to, let's see, 45, but it's not going to get much higher than that. 59.2 is their final offer. I guess I'll give you my final offer. I can't go 50 and 50 between those two players. I can try, I don't know. If I sell Lacazette, it works out. Let me try 48 million. 48 million, what do you say? We'll take some time to think about it. We'll come back to you soon with an answer. Okay, all right. That's expensive, man. I didn't see what they were asking. Let me go back and look. Yeah, it said between 33 and like 44. So come on, 59 million. What are you saying? So Wijnaldum might not happen here. And if Renato Sanchez is too injury prone, maybe we do go after Ruben Neves then. Portugal, long shot taker, solid player. What would the Wolves want for him? Between 49. Yeah, they want even more though. It would be pretty expensive to get him. They want a loan, not even for a loan. Just for fun, let's see what would happen. If I offer you that 48 million I was willing to give to Wijnaldum, they want 64.2. Not really something I can afford, I don't think. I can, I don't know, just for fun, if I go to 52.2 or the 64.2, I'll have to end negotiations there. No, sorry we couldn't make this work. We're going to look at alternatives elsewhere now. Goodbye. No, can't spend over 64 million on an 82 overall. I know there's that English premium, but can't do it. Now, Olivier Giroud, if I want to loan, club isn't interested in loaning him. I'd love to have him just as like the third string striker or whatever. Let's move on to Jonathan David here. Do they want to loan? No, nobody wants to loan over here. Between 35.5 and 49 million, it sounds like. So let's see what's up with Jonathan David here and go see the representatives of this team. Let's start off with a $35 million offer, 35 million pound offer. What do they say to 35 million for Jonathan David? They want 20. Why do everybody want Smith Rowe? Did you hear something about him being up for grabs? He's not available. All right, 40 million for Jonathan David. They want 41 million and a 15% sell-on clause. So if we sell Jonathan David in the future, they get 15% of whatever it is. I'm okay with the sell-on clause because that's really down the road when we will probably have a lot more money than we even need. But 10% sell-on clause, and it's really what I need right now is the transfer fee to go down. So 40 million and 10% sell-on clause. I'll do that. They want 41.1 and 15. Okay, now that's even higher than what they would just asked for. So, okay, fine. I'll keep the 15%, but down to 40. I can't afford giving too much of the trend. Now they want 41.2. They keep going up and up and up and up. That's broken. From 41 to 41.1 to 41.2. 40.750. I gotta make everything stretch here. All right, we have a deal. Let's tidy up the paperwork, and then you're free to approach David to discuss terms. Bye for now. All right, bye, representative of LOSC Lille. Let's delegate again. He is currently making 29,000 per week. I will offer you 35,000 per week, and we'll go from there. So Jonathan David, the two strikers, that's big right now. But the last thing we really want to work out is probably Jude Bellingham. It would cost a lot again, and nobody wants to loan ever. So back to the drawing board. I'm trying to buy him. He can play left mid as well, which is interesting. We play him as a left mid even. But let's see what's up here. Start off with a £40 million offer, just to see what they think about that. We won't let them go for less than 59.2 and a 15% sell-on clause. Can't do that. Would you do 45? Not even. Would you do 48 with no? Yeah. Would you do 48? They want 50.8 with a 15% sell-on clause. That's a high sell-on clause, but we're gonna try to keep them a very long time. Can we go for a cool 50 mil? What do you say about this? All right, so 50 mil for him, 50 mil for Isaac, 40 whatever million for Jonathan David, 40.750. So, man, we're gonna have to see what happens with Lacazette and how much money we really do have left over. But he's currently making, he's currently making 18.5 thousand. Not that much. So we'll start offering him even 30,000 a week is fair. So start with 30, go up to whatever it costs. Start with a 30,000 a week offer. We'll go from there. The rest, I'll probably just have to keep them there for now. Maybe they're targets if these don't work out, but those are going to be the offers we send out. Obviously, we've overspent on what we have available to us, but we'll have to see what happens with Lacazette and what players come back saying they accept or reject those terms. Pepe, not great fitness. He played last game, so that means we'll probably have to bring in somebody else. Could I bring in... Yeah, I'll put Saka back to the right mid. And I'll bring in Martinelli on the left, who, I don't know, his fitness is 71, Pepe. Martinelli's a 79. Yeah, we'll do that. Captaincy to Tierney as well. All the other rules can stay as they are. And I think we're ready to go here in a must-win game. Let's do it.
And a foul
now
in
here's
the
a free
opinion
kick
of the
for
referee.
Odegaard. Oh
Now,
my goodness.
what can they do from
right
this free
outside
kick
the box
situation?
here. Right on the box. Here we go. Odegaard!
I think he'll be a bit cross with himself
saved by
based
the
on that free
captain.
kick. Not the end. Really poor timing, and some will argue that he was asking for a yellow card.
Right outside the box, looking for redemption. Odegaard standing over it. And
Well, the free kick had just a bit too much height on it.
Well,
Tierney.
Looking to make some space in the
Can
box.
they force
Aubameyang!
And you've got to
1-0
say
Arsenal in the
that could value
38th
for
minute.
the lead.
Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. He wants to make his name on
Back
this
underway.
team. Even in the real
1-0
world,
it is.
things didn't work out. We're trying to make it work. We're trying to make amends here. Manager data. One of the reasons the board brought him in, perhaps, season.
Taking on
the first half coming to an end. Yellow card in the 27th for Club America. Goal for Arsenal in the 38th. Let's keep this rolling. Possession 53-47.
As anticipated, plenty of talking points so far.
Oh,
And now
a lot of
the
7
second
ratings,
half
though.
is
7+
underway.
ratings. We're looking good. We're looking good.
In that wide position.
Now Martinelli and Aubameyang gets his second in the 59th minute, putting Arsenal up 2-0 now. 77th minute. Gonna make a couple changes here to make sure that we hang on tight and maybe even push for some more. I'm gonna put Smith Rowe on the left side, take out Martinelli, try to put Lacazette there, who's trying to make a name for himself before potentially being sold, question mark. Also gonna put Holding in for White, as we want to make sure that defenders stay fresh.
Plays it back.
Smith Rowe wonderfully playing it around in the box. The ball finally comes to Saka, who puts it in to make it 3-0 Arsenal. This is exactly what we needed. A win and in convincing fashion. Gives me a chance to 3-0 the final. Aubameyang with 2, Saka with 1. And it should hopefully be enough to get us out of the group stage here. And indeed it is. Into the semifinals against Villarreal. And we do get some tournament prize money as well. That is 2.15 million added to the transfer budget, which is exactly what we need with these transfers being quite costly at the moment here. Let's see if anything happens in the next couple of days. Any important news here? Wijnaldum, they want us to give 48 million for Wijnaldum. Not a horrible price. So let's say in theory we do accept it, which we still got to see what happens. I'm going to take thoughts on this for next episode. Let's say in theory we do accept it. Nice tea over me. Okay, beautiful meeting just for me to say yes. We have a lot to talk about. Because now it's with the manager, with the agent. I see. They accepted the 48 million. I thought that was a counter offer. I wasn't clear on that. Wants a 3-year contract. I can accept that. No release clause. Now, how much per week? I can offer you 100,000 per week. Right now, you're off. Whoa, hold on. 100,000. You're currently getting paid 99,000 a week. I will offer you 100,000 per week. No signing bonus. None of that stuff. What do they say to this? They want. Okay, they like the 100,000, but they want a 780,000 pound signing bonus. That's a big signing bonus. Stick with the 100,000 because I don't want to. I'll have to end negotiation here. I don't want it to go through, because I need to wait to hear back from all of you. So seems like we can get Wijnaldum at around 48 million as a transfer fee, and then it would cost 100,000 per week in wages. So keep that in mind as we go into next episode. We're waiting to hear back from the rest of those offers that we sent out before we wrap up this one. And the offer from Bellingham is accepted. Chambers, we got an offer for Vieira and 780,000 from Sampdoria for Callum Chambers. Gonna go ahead and reject that. 75 overall, 26-year-old. Not bad, but not really what I'm looking for right now. Jude Bellingham is on board to sign for 4 years at 30,000 per week. It will cost us 50 million though. So 80 overall. He could be the center mid. We were thinking about, a right now center mid and a future center mid. But if Partey can stay as our number 1, then Bellingham becomes our full-time number 2. Maybe we even use him on the left side. I think 50 million is a pretty fair price. I want to wait to hear back on Wijnaldum, but just for Bellingham, I think we can go ahead and do that. They're not going to wait too long to wait back to hear from for our offer. So I'm going to accept that right off the bat. Welcome home, Jude Bellingham, an English prodigy coming to Arsenal. So Jude Bellingham coming back to England after spending a year in Germany, and it'll be his first taste of Premier League action, I believe. So Jude Bellingham, welcome to Arsenal. A huge splash for manager Data and his team, costing 50 million pounds. Let's see the news report here for sure, as Jude Bellingham signs for 50 million. There he is with those crossed arms. Let's definitely get his development plan going as well right off the bat to make sure he grows ASAP as an 80 overall. Already one of the highest overalls on the team. So we could think about changing the position to left mid if we are changing Smith Rowe to center attacking mid. But at the moment, I'll keep him as a center mid, and we can work on. There's a lot of things we could work on. But let's just say short pass, long pass, box-to-box kind of guy. In 19 weeks, he will be an 81 overall. And we'll go from there if you have any suggestions on him. So we are in the semifinals now against Villarreal. There is some fatigue for sure as players are starting to get tired with all the games back-to-back. But thankfully, we can get Jude Bellingham in the lineup ASAP. We'll play him as left mid in replacement of Martinelli as he is getting a bit tired. And we can keep the rest of the lineup as is, I believe. Partey can stay as center mid, and Bellingham can make his Arsenal debut here in this preseason tournament. That Bellingham transfer was the third biggest of this transfer window so far, as Fekir went to PSG for 52.7, and Valverde went to Liverpool for 75.6. Iago Aspas to Manchester United. Big welcoming party there for him. Let's get this semifinal underway against Villarreal. A win means more money and a trip to the finals where we can make even more money, where it is pretty necessary right now with the type of transfers that we're trying to make.
My goodness, that save, fully stretched he was.
Gabriel
One
and White
for his
have both
own
been playing well as
highlights
our
reel.
everyday center backs,
Taken
but
short.
also the question could be, do we spend less money?
Here's
You know,
Moreno.
let's say we buy a striker for that 50 million, and then we do sell
Thomas
Lacazette
now.
for 30 million. We have 30,
Tierney.
35 left over. Do we spend that money on another center
Arsenal have
midfielder,
given us away.
or sorry, on another midfielder, or do we look to buy a center back in the 80 overall range? Final moments of the first half.
And
Great defending there. Oh, goodness. From Kieran Tierney. And that will end, the half will end scoreless. Possession 52-48 for Villarreal.
They might be able
Great
to
pass
get in
there.
now.
Bellingham to Aubameyang, who scores
And
his
a goal
third of the
for
tournament.
Aubameyang.
66th
The
minute,
first
and
of the
Arsenal is
night.
up 1-0. 7.5 rating for Bellingham and for Thomas. 7.8 now for Aubameyang. A fantastic assist from Jude Bellingham. Oh, wonderful. Third goal turn for Aubameyang. We're up 1-0. It's still 30 minutes left.
Yeah.
Bellingham though with a lot of space, trying to play around with it.
Gets
the ball into
Smith.
2 assists from Bellingham. And Arsenal are up 2-0. Let's just change some personnel to get everyone an opportunity to play a little bit. Make sure everybody's happy. I'll take out Odegaard. Hasn't been looking fantastic for Balogun. We'll get Pepe in there as well for Saka. But wow, Jude Bellingham making a very early impact in this semi-final game, getting both assists. Aubameyang and Smith Rowe scoring the goals. I'm not sure if I didn't get my subs in, unfortunately. But Aubameyang and Smith Rowe with the 2 goals, and Arsenal win it 2-0 over Villarreal. They're off to the finals against Inter Milan, who beat Palmeiras 3-1. So this is going to be a good final against Inter Milan. Some tournament prize money, you'll love to see that, as that's another 3.01 million added to the transfer budget. Very helpful. Let's see if we get any more answers here in the mail. Both Isaac and Jonathan David, both of them agreeing to terms here. Crucial first team player though, Alexander Isaac here. That's the thing that I'm not sure if I can agree to as much. It depends on if Lacazette leaves, to be honest. I'm gonna wait another couple of days, because if Lacazette is leaving, then I can try and get both of them. If not, we might have to choose. So let's do training. I'm not sure if we'll get to the finals here in this episode then, because there's more questions than I had anticipated. But I'll get through this training, and then we'll simulate another couple of days and see where we're standing. Alright, nice A's all around. Keep everybody sharp heading into this final match of this preseason tournament. If we are to play, let's see what this next day has to say for us. Anything on Lacazette? I'm surprised there's no news here. Lacazette negotiations have broken down here. They didn't want to do the 30 million, so we can consider those negotiations to be over. So I think what I'm going to go ahead and do then is accept the offer for Alexander Isaac here. I definitely have to learn how to say his name. It's going to cost us 50 million, so 50 and 50 between him and Bellingham. 72,000 per week, crucial first team striker. He's going to grow to be a monster, I believe. So accept that offer and welcome to Arsenal Football Club, my friend. Now the question is, what happens with Jonathan David? We'll have to sell Lacazette if we want to bring him in, which means now we'd have to transfer list him, and that'll take another few days, so we'll probably have to renegotiate with Jonathan David and his team again. They want to give us Diego Lainez, Real Betis does, and 22.1 million for Smith Rowe. That is just crazy stuff. Aubameyang is older, and he's worth more. I don't know, Lacazette, he's been doing very well, and 1 year left on his contract. Yeah, I think Lacazette has to be the guy. So I'm going to go ahead and add him to the transfer list. We'll go from there, because, man, how much money do we have right now? And that's also some more money that could be coming in with that preseason tournament. We have about 5 million. If we sell Lacazette for 30, brings us to 35. Maybe after the tournament, we're at around 40 million. Do we spend it all on Jonathan David, or do we get some sort of defensive help? I wasn't expecting to be able to pick up Isaac for 50 and for Bellingham for 50. I thought it would have been, 60 plus for one, and then maybe 30, 40 for Jonathan David. But Arsenal seal Alexander Isak signing for 50 million pounds. Another huge deal for the new boss here in Arsenal. So the final match here is against Inter. Maybe in future formations we try and go with 2 at the top if we want Aubameyang and Isak to be playing most games. That's still to be seen, but for the actual formation for this game, I think I'm content moving forward like this, even though the fitness isn't all optimal. I'll move out Balogun and bring in Nketiah in case it comes to that, but I doubt either of them will be playing. And Isaac can... Actually, Martinelli can come in too. Move out Chambers, bring in Martinelli. Very good options here on the bench. And we'll start with the team looking like this. Even though the fitness isn't great, we'll start with them like this, and we'll move in other pieces as we see fit. So I think we'll go ahead and end it off there on a bit of a cliffhanger, since we did end up doing more transfer negotiations than I thought we would. Already ate up a lot of the time here in the episode. So heading into the next one, we have to figure out what are we doing with our money. If we do sell Lacazette, and whether or not we win that tournament, if we have about 40-some million to play with, do we think about selling one of our center backs or defensemen and getting an upgrade in the everyday center back role? If we did think about selling, I don't know, if we just sort by position here, we have a lot of people out on loan as well, so we're going to have people coming back next season. So do we sell Mari? Do we sell Holding? Do we look at one of those moving out? Bellerin's going to be coming back next year as well after his loan at Real Betis is done. Do we look at selling Cedric? Maybe we have 2 right backs. Oh man, we have Bellerin coming back as well. So whether it's this year or next year, one of those right backs are leaving. I don't know if we need 3 right backs and 3 left backs. That's why Kolasinac can also leave potentially. Kolasinac would add another 5 million perhaps. And then let's say we did sell Cedric or Chambers. That'd be another 4 or 5 million on top of that. So we're looking at an extra, we're playing with maybe 50 million instead of 40 million. And so I'd love to hear who your center back targets would be, if any, unless we just keep White as is there. He is a 77 overall with a +4 right now for his form and everything, which makes him play like an 81. Do we want to upgrade on that? Do we like Bellingham on the left mid? What kind of formation should we be playing? And what are the big transfer decisions? But that is it for this one, my friends. Heading into the Continental Cup final against Inter Milan, it's going to be a big one as we want to get as much transfer budget as possible. The scouts are going to continue to do what they got to do. Let me know your thoughts on all the people that we should be targeting. Leave a like if you enjoyed this episode, as well as the transfers. Leave your thoughts on these transfers. Yay or nay, thumbs up, thumbs down. Looking forward to hearing all your thoughts down here in the YouTube comments and over in the Discord server. Link in the description for that. If you aren't already subscribed to the channel, make sure that you are, because it is a fantastic community that we would love to have you join and be a part of. FIFA 22 here with Arsenal, NHL 22 with the Seattle Kraken, NHL 07 Dynasty mode, Twitch streams on MLB The Show 21, F1 21, so the link for the Twitch page is also in the description. I very much do appreciate you taking the time to watch this episode. I hope it was enjoyable. Let me know what you think about just career mode as a whole with the quick simulation and all those things. I know a lot of us are coming from NHL backgrounds and franchise mode, so what are the things that you see that you like that you think maybe EA should do in NHL? What don't you like? I'm just looking for feedback from all of you, so I'd love to hear it. Thank you for taking the time, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one, where we will finish up the transfer window and kick off the 2021-22 Premier League season.